Hello, Mark. Quick video to recap some of the movements that we did last session. All right, I'm having a quick look at your routine here. Touch the toes, which is fantastic. That's what we're looking for. But the main thing that we went through was the split squat drill, stretch drill, and pails and rails, that little acronym of progressive angle isometric loading and regressive angle isometric loading, a big mouthful. So I call them pails and rails instead, where you push and pull in a stretch. So firstly, it's the split squat position. So remember, use a roller for this if you need to. Keep it handy by your side. You take a stride forward with your left leg first, and then it's that posterior pelvic tilt. Pubis up, navel in. Yeah? Slight squeeze on the bum, and then you slowly push those hips forward, supporting yourself on your hand or on that roller as you lower yourself down. Now remember, always keep that draw in. You're not looking to let the belly drop forward and that lower back overarch. You're trying to draw and increase that stretch through the open side. From there, it's right arm up and it's lateral bend. Yeah. So I'm lifting this shoulder as I laterally bend to my left. Hold and breathe 20, 30 seconds. Yeah. Then allow yourself to dip a little bit lower if you can, pulling with this lead leg. I can then dynamically push and pull through this lead leg, still maintaining that belly draw as I go back and forth in and out of that stretch actively. Okay. When you feel like you're low enough, you can have a target like the roller to get your hands down onto to increase that stretch more. All right. Or ditch the roller if you feel comfortable, get a hand down. If it's your left leg forward, it's your right hand down. You can get both down if you want. Now, we didn't actually practice that, but if you feel like you're getting low enough to get both down, be my guest. And you can gently sway, opening up those hips further. Use the roller or your knee for support to come back up and change sides. All right. Just always ensure you've got that draw on, but when you draw, you're not crunching the rest of that back. You're staying nice and extended as you pull in. So it's the hip that you target during this movement. Okay, right, and then we went through the activation within each of those lower body positions on the floor, right? So, for example, your bear sit is actually very good. When we're talking about that, you've got very good end range of motion, but it's the strength within it that we need to work on. So within that bear sit pattern, once you've sat and you've stretched, you can stretch in this position for up to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It's then the squeeze together. When I'm trying to bring my knees in, yeah, using all this tissue on the stretched side, I push up against my arms. Breathe as you push up for 20 seconds. So you're engaging now in your stretch. When that 20 seconds is up, you squeeze down to the floor using your bum. The regressive side, yeah? Progressive muscle stretched, regressive angle, the one that's closing behind you, all right? Squeeze to the floor to get lower. And that same principle is applied then when you push the legs out straight into that middle splits. Now remember, with middle splits, you can have your hands down on the floor for support behind you, or you can have your hands in front of you trying to help pull you down lower. Once you've sat in the stretch for up to 2.5 minutes, you start the activation on the inside of the thigh. It's actually inner thigh and hamstrings. So I find my end range position, and then I start pushing the heels down into the floor. So imagine those heels coming together below the ground, diagonally in front of you. Yeah? So I'm squeezing through the inner thigh, squeezing through the back of the legs for 20 seconds. 3, 2, take a deep breath in. Then you try and lift the legs back behind you. Now, instead of them coming off the floor, what might happen is as you try and lift the legs, you might pull yourself down further. Hold this new position, breathe, and relax. Okay? So the same rules are applied in each stretch. You hold the stretch for 2.5 minutes, up to, yeah? Then you push into the stretch, you activate the muscles that are on stretch, and then you activate the antagonist muscles, the muscles in the closing angle position. Yeah, you're telling your central nervous system that you are happy at these end range positions. So you're no longer just flexible, you're becoming strong with flexibility. And then the last one was that same position, that same activation in your 90-90. So I'm bowing forward into that 90 at the knees, 90 at the groin position here, pushing my tailbone up, bowing into that stretch. After your stretch, you push the lead leg down. Push hard into the floor. Breathe for 20 seconds, ramping up that effort. And then using the belly and this closing angle, try and pull yourself lower. Breathe and hold. Then you can even do the push and the pull dynamically, with or without your hands on the floor. Now, your spine angle, when you're in this position, it's at a slight angle. Those hips cannot sit perfectly flat necessarily on the floor. So if you start to feel that little bit of discomfort, pause there, lift the legs and change sides. Then afterwards, I would go through your cat-cows and the cat-cow variants themselves, or even this one in particular for that lower back moving through. Okay. Then you can do the big standing forward bend down towards the toes. Use the couch to walk down, use the roller, but to be honest, you can now pretty much control yourself all the way down, I would say, without using the couch or without the roller. All right, just use the abdominal control to fully round off and fully extend up. Okay, I hope that helps, Mark. Practice those, and I will see you again next week. All right, all the best.